On the first day of rehearsal, a hearing actor will talk over a deaf actor in their sign language. And now, we all know that actors talk over each other all the time, especially in the theater world, right? But what happens is that sign language has the same position in the temporal time-space continuum, and as spoken language, often hearing people don't realize that it takes 3 to 5 seconds. There's a glitch caused by the lag of the interpreter. So that overlap happens, and it creates some awkwardness, some tension. The first day is always painful. If you know our theater, we tend to have both deaf actors and hearing actors in our productions. And both of them, both groups consist of 2 languages, 2 cultures, 2 diverse communities that come into a room and rehearse and go through the process. And by opening day, we're one big happy family, most of the time. But I bring this up because Deaf West was started about 20 years ago by a group of deaf actors who came from the National Theater of the Deaf, which was run by illustrious hearing people over the years. And then they came to LA, and they knew that the new theater, the next step, had to be established by deaf people. The artistic leadership had to be deaf with a strong deaf cultural identity. And our first show used to feature mostly deaf actors. And the hearing actors were up in the lighting booth speaking on a microphone into an infrared system where hearing people would wear headphones to hear the hearing people in the audience would wear the infrared headsets to hear the dialogue. Over the years and over time, our hearing actors were placed on the stage, and we don't use the headsets anymore, and our shows have become better. Our shows are better. The hearing and deaf actors are on an equal footing on the stage, and we found creative ways over the years to integrate and make sure that every line is accessible in spoken or sign language or in captions or subtitles. It becomes a magic of its own, and that's been the style of our house ever since. Now, going back to the rehearsal room, for me, this process is the most rewarding experience of the whole life cycle of the show, of the play for me, because I see 2 divergent cultures and languages come together in the room, and I would tell you that kind of thing doesn't happen very often. I really can't think of other examples where hearing and deaf people work so closely together and so intimately and are so grateful to be part of the process. I think that's why I'm in this business, is to experience that process of intimacy with other communities, and the theater is one of the magic places where that kind of thing can happen. I also have had actors, directors, and designers tell me that working with the deaf community was one of the most rewarding experiences of their life. And yes, of course, the art is first and foremost, but I also encourage you to look at the process, to look at ways that we can introduce diversity into the process, as Evelina was just talking about. Diversity is so important in our city. We are one of the biggest mix of languages, communities, cultures, and we could go back in the process and analyze the ways that we can achieve that. I myself would love to experiment with that, but one of my goals in art is to bring in as many communities and languages and cultures into a room and see how it all comes together. And as artists, we have that responsibility, and the beauty will show in the results will show in the production. As part of the process, it can't work if there's one deaf actor in a production like Children of a Lesser God. I mean, every community and language has to be on equal footing. You have to have an equal say and mutual respect, and then it becomes very possible. I think that kind of theater that celebrates the city of Los Angeles and what the city is. Thank you.